how much power can the R154 hold? Well, I've seen it blow up at... Shout out to my girlfriend for being the real MVP for letting me use her car while mine's out, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I would have had to try and take work off Tuesday, get the seal, and then fix it and all that junk, and that's like, I don't know, you're losing money there because I'm not working. So glad she was able to let me use this, and I should have the car back up and running today. Right now we're looking at just putting the R154 back in there, getting it driving. I think going to try and drift this car would be putting it at its braking point, or like right there next to it. So I don't want to do that. I think that I should listen to everybody else, grab something way cheaper to drift, and keep this thing as like a street drag daily. Maybe even sell those Enkeis in the garage, buy some like welds, put on a fat slick in the rear and run that.
If you give him a shout out, man, he'll...
You know what? It's funny though that he's not here. Gerardo, you fucked up, dude. You should have been here, man. I was picking it up right now, but what was your name, man?
Arthur.
Arthur, thanks for helping me out. Appreciate it. All right, got the receipt. That's all it is. Perfect. Appreciate it. We'll see you, man. That was hella cool. Everybody in there, or the few of the guys in there, right when I walked in, one of them knew what I was looking for, and then the other one knew what name it was under too. And thanks for hooking me up, Gerardo G. Lopez. That's the homie right there. So appreciate that. Thanks for doing all that. Once I get my stickers and my shirt made, whatever, I have to bring you something on in there. But appreciate the discount, bro. Hook up. Thanks. That's the old one. You can actually see where it was pretty much fucked. There's a little indent right here on the outside. If you guys can't see that little push right there, yeah, that really wasn't even for me prying on it that much with the screwdriver. That was just how bad it was messed up, and then when it was leaking past. So put the clutch fork back in, tranny up. Got oil change stuff too, because I'm right here. Mine is honestly, like, when you have the things up in the air, you might as well do it just for the ease of it being right there. That, and I pulled off my downpipe because I found my exhaust leak, my turbo manifold on the T4 flange, the one closest to the back of the motor. That one was loose as shit. It was already like popped up like this much. So I'm gonna tighten that back down. Maybe even put either some thread sealer on it, or a bolt or a nut under it. It's such a tight space against the manifold that I don't think a nut's gonna fit right there. So I'll try and figure that out. So I'm tidying up a bunch of things. This is why I like taking everything apart. So I had a leak at the bottom of my trans mount, and it was like under the bolts on the top of the shifter extension, under those bolts. So I didn't know if there was the leak dripping all the way back. I'm looking at the trans now, and the top of the trans is fine. Really wasn't any leaks back there going all the way back. But where there was a leak was under these bolts here. So these bolts that sat there, they were like in there, and there's bolt fluid dripping from them like on the bottom. Whenever I looked up at it, so I was like, what the fuck is that? Well, guess what? Come to find out, look at this goddamn shifter extension. Those are just sheared, like right in half, and that, like, the gasket there basically is just completely fucked and like broken, which is where they've obviously been leaking through. So I'm gonna try and, I don't know if I'm gonna pull it off or if I'm gonna use it and then also put some Insta gasket in there to save it. But that's definitely where some of my trans fluid's been going too. So. Okay. Huh? Lids. A fucking master tech or what, dude? Yeah, fucking right. Alright, so, I mean, after this entire vlog, what would I say about that R154? Would I say buy it? Would I say keep it? Would I say upgrade? Would I say go V160? Would I say go Nissan CD009? I would never say that ever, because fuck that. Let's see. I would personally go with the R154 if you're on a budget, because you can have this thing like a. Usually you can find deals on them. Sometimes you can find them for like $800-900. It might not come with a bell housing, so you gotta you got to buy the bell housing. But that, a clutch kit, flywheel, and a drive shaft, you can probably be set with the trans for about 2 G's if you get some deals. But I mean, again, if you don't have the Marlin Crawler kit and you're gonna bang through shift forks, you're gonna blow your stuff up, and you want to throw $2 right in the trash. So do you want to do that? What kind of power do you want to make? That's really what it comes down to. How much power can the R154 hold? Well, I've seen it blow up at 550. People launching it. I've seen them hold up to 790. It's all irrelevant from the horsepower. It's about how much torque it makes and how much traction you have. I don't break anything right now because I'm on street tires and I break loose all the time, so it's just slip, which is nice. Now, if I had a drag radio, if I was stuck on the track every day launching, or if I had drag grip out on the street, I'd probably be breaking diffs, axles, and a trans every other week. So if you were going to street drive your car, R154 is not a bad option with a 3/7 gear ratio in your diff. The gears are long, makes for like 90 miles, almost 100 miles an hour in third gear, if not 110 at rev limiter. It's a sweet trans. But because everybody's going to do it, once you start really getting into cars, if you're invested and you really want to start making some power, you want an 800,000 horsepower wheel car, you're going to want to upgrade it sooner or later, and you're going to look at other options. Now, you can't look at cheaper options when you want to go for more power. The cheapest option is the R154. That's your cheapest option, the Toyota R154. Like, don't look at anything else. AR5, yeah, but like whatever, it's the same fucking thing. Toyota R154 is your cheapest option. What's your next cheapest option? I'm still not going to say the CD009 or whatever. I don't like fucking Z's, and I don't like those trans. I wouldn't go through the hassle of doing a Collins kit when... nothing against that company, but just none of that transmission and shit in here. Because everybody says, oh yeah, swap a Z-Trans. Well, you know how many Z guys or how many people running the Z-Trans are making over 750, 800 horsepower? Nobody fucking is. And if there is, it's one person. So there's not a shitload of examples, and people aren't willing to do it because they know it's kind of like is it going to work? Does it work? Is it tested? No, it's not. R154 works. It's cheap. Go for that route. After that, I'm going T56. I ordered my trans yesterday, so we're good. I had to go grab this though, because I found out what my exhaust leak was. My exhaust leak was my gasket. I bought a gasket from my boy Miguel Harlack. Pretty shitty gasket, if you ask me. It's just nothing against him. It's just the basic ass gasket. Now this one can't even fucking bend. This is a sweet gasket. Also $8, $9. Nothing against you, Miguel, but your gasket just didn't work for what I was doing. Bounced it off the rev limiter, would not hold, and I couldn't find my exhaust leak, but I looked at my windowsill up top, and I found a dimpled piece of metal kind of up here, somewhere in this area. I was like, what the fuck is that? I pulled it out, looked at it, threw it, and then I thought about it, and I was like, wait, my T4 gasket was dimpled and looked like a piece of metal. So there's where that thing went. See the fucking bolt? There's just no gasket in there. Shit just blew out. And this manifold shit, don't judge me on this. Would you just look at that? Would you just look at it? This is what happens when you have a gasket blowout, or in other words, a shit gasket. Be replaced by that sexy gasket over there. I guess the best way to take off the comp turbos, at least like what I found, is that last bolt, the bolt that's super close to the inside of basically the oil drain, is also close to the bottom of the AR housing bolt. So it's almost impossible to get a big ass wrench like a 17 in there. Literally, it took me like almost 45 minutes just to do this. I was doing half turns, like, and look how fucking long the bolt is. Also, I need to get new bolts. Like, this shit would have taken another hour. I'm gonna go get new bolts because you're disgusting, and they're only 8, I think, grade 8, yeah. And then I'll get new ones put in there. The only thing that sucks about this gasket right here, which is actually a pretty nice gasket, the only thing that sucks about it is that I had to go all the ways to Hayward from the East Bay to do it and get it. It's like an hour 10 drive for me minimum. So another benefit of me getting a shop out here in the East Bay, if I can do that eventually, I could retail stuff like this, and then nobody would have to go all the way out to San Jose or fucking Hayward and just dumb shit like that. Like, everybody local to, let's put Walnut Creek as a hub, or let's say it's fucking Concord as a hub for a shop. That'd be dope, because then everybody like from Brentwood, maybe even as far as Tracy to Vallejo to anything in Oakland would come out this way too, to come pick up some turbo shit. So probably even work too. A lot of performance car guys too. So it's looking like a fucking benefit to open one up. So we're gonna put this turbo back together, put this nice gasket on there, get it all tightened up, and call it a day. Holy shit, those are fucking sick. That is a physical piece of sex.